Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Moyo and the name of my channel is Chapters with Moyo. I like to share inspirational stories. I also love to do reviews of movies that I encourage you to watch. It could be a review of movies, it could be a review of documentaries, it could be a review of programs that I watched and got inspired. And then I'm back here to share with you lovely guys to also watch the program and hopefully be inspired as well. So today I'll be reviewing a documentary. This documentary has been out for a while and the title is Trump, an American Dream. I'm sure the name Trump is not new to anyone. He's a very popular figure. So he was the 45th president of the United States of America. So this documentary started with introducing the Trump family, introducing his dad by name Fred Trump. So Fred Trump was a well-established construction worker in New York City, and it opened up to showing the different problems that were in New York City. And at the time I was shocked, like wow. In the 1970s, 1960s, New York City was looking really crappily dirty. I mean, everywhere was messed up. It was showing how individuals were out of jobs and everything just seemed upside down. But I heard in New York City is still in a state, there are still many pockets of areas that are in a downhill manner. And I was just thinking that maybe because New York City is such an old city and the population is so much, so it's placing a lot of pressure on infrastructure. Well, it now brought in Fred Trump and showed how his business thrived. He was into construction, like I said earlier, and his own style of construction was to build these mega buildings, high-rising buildings that will accommodate lots of people. But one thing was that he seemed to focus on just rich people coming to get houses in this area. So then it introduced Fred Trump, and then it talked about his children, in particular, of course, Donald Trump. So then Fred Trump had 5 children, Donald Trump being the 3rd child. And it also talked about, the episodes were not too many, about 4 episodes if I'm right. So the first episode was like an introduction, and it talked about the first child of Fred Trump Jr., who the father was hoping will take over his business. But then unfortunately Fred Trump died in his 40s. Fred Trump Jr. died in his 40s due to alcoholism. So the next person that they looked up to was the next son in the family, Donald Trump, who seemed really promising, and he really started working with his dad. And before we knew it, when he was in his 30s, he started doing dangerous projects. So one of his very first projects he recorded was building this massive high-rise hotel. And a very smart thing that I noticed that Donald Trump did. In fact, one thing that I noticed was he was a very good negotiator. He was not scared to negotiate any deals in such a way that the very, very big project he did, the New York State, or New York City, granted him 40 years tax evasion. Wow! Because he placed it to them like, hello, I'm helping employ over thousands of people. I'm going to help make your city look more attractive and beautiful. And then he negotiated all these deals. The case was in court and he won the case. But that's another story because things unfolded, and the new mayor that came in did not like the idea of giving him that long amount of years of tax evasion, and the city took him to court again, blah blah blah, and he won it. So he's someone who has been used to so many court cases, and it began to make me realize how the Trump we see today is not afraid of court cases, because through the episodes I could see that he had faced court cases numerous times. It was like his lifestyle. And then I also noticed that when he was in his 30s, Donald Trump really seemed really cool and calm, like a really quiet, young, charming chap. Whenever he conducted, he was interviewed.
Is there anything you can't have?
Well, I believe if you think that you can't have it, you probably won't have it. They say that the human mind is only using 1% of its potential, but if you can get a little bit more out of it than the 1%, I think you're going to be able to do pretty much whatever you want to do if you have the basic ingredients going in.
Not like the Trump we know today, who seems very defensive, and it began to make me realize that the shift turned when he was like in his 40s and he had built these various empires, and court cases began to come up, lots of court cases, and the media was not even particularly nice because it was always in the news, not for anything good. So initially for things good, like, oh, who's Donald Trump? Oh, he was known as this man changing the face of New York City, building high-rise buildings, doing extraordinary things that had never been done before. But unfortunately things just turned around, especially after the divorce of his first wife. So the media was just continually releasing negative news about him. So he was just now on the defensive, on the attack. Anytime he was being interviewed, sometimes he storms out of interviews, sometimes he just goes on the defensive because he's waiting to be attacked. He just got used to being attacked so many times. So this episode just made me see how his life was changing through the years. It also looked at his relationships, failed marriages, and the reasons he gave for these failed marriages. There were some interviews in these episodes. And one thing I also realized is that Trump was someone who never stops. He was building casinos from Casino 1 to Casino 2, and to Casino 3, each time he was building something new. He was always making it bigger, more grandeur and luxurious than the former one, and he was getting lots of loans from banks. And eventually one of the loans he could not pay back some of these loans, and he looked at how this man was just out there to create a dynasty for that name Trump. So it shows how he began to actually make the name Trump really popular, because he always liked to put the name Trump on each of the buildings that he built. It's a very interesting short series of episodes, but then you get to learn about Trump. And I also realized that the time he even won his presidency was not the first time he actually came out to be president. Actually, lots of people had been influencing him to be president. He was really like, he had lots of fans. And 2011, he came out and said he wanted to be president, but later he changed his mind. And they asked him why. He said, I don't think it's time. He came up again in the next election. He turned back. But after he got roasted by Obama in one of these dinner parties, I think that's when he said, it is time. And then he contested and he won. And guess what? Trump is back again to contest as being the president. This is 2023. So let's see what happens. Would you vote for Trump if you're in the United States? Do you want Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States of America? Again, thank you for watching my episode. Remember to like, to share, and to comment what you think about this series, Donald Trump, an American Dream. The title again is Trump, an American Dream. You can find this particular program or documentary series on Netflix. Thank you for watching me again today. Watch out for this channel. To be notified, click the notification bell so that anytime I throw in new videos, you will be notified immediately. See you again. Bye-bye.